if you're putting your content in front of your ideal clients, think about that in terms of marketing, right? If that's marketing for you, then whether or not you receive a smaller fee in advance, that really isn't the big issue, right? The real opportunity for you is what you make on the back end. I was speaking with one of our coaching clients just the other day, and they told me they had received an opportunity to present for one of their industries associations, and they were wondering, should they charge, and if so, how much should they charge, right? What should their fee be for doing something like that? And it's a great question, one that actually comes up a lot from consultants, which is, should you charge to give a presentation, to give a talk, to deliver a webinar, to write articles? And the answer to that is not just a singular, right or wrong, because there's a lot of shades, of color here that can help you to make that decision. But the most important thing to think about this is, are you going to be presenting? Are you going to be putting your content in front of your ideal clients? And if your answer is yes to that, then the fee that you make from delivering that content typically will be minimal, right? It'll be very small in comparison to the value that you will receive when you land one of those clients or one of those people, right, as a result of them seeing your content. So take the example for a moment that you're going to deliver a Zoom presentation to 300 of your ideal clients. They're part of an association or a professional group or whatever it might be, and you've been invited to do that. Well, you could charge a fee for giving that presentation, which is fine, and we'll come back to that in a minute. But the real value is, let's say as a result of making that presentation to 300 people, you have 5 people that reach out to you afterwards, and 2 of them become clients, and your average engagement is a $30,000 project. Well, that's $60,000 that you generated, right, from giving that one presentation. Well, how much are you going to charge for that presentation, to the association or to the professional group? You could maybe charge a couple $1,000 or $5,000 or maybe a bit more than that. But ask yourself, is that really meaningful? Like, is earning an extra $2,000, is that really going to move the needle for you? And the reason I'm mentioning that is, it's not that $2,000 or whatever the number is inconsequential. Of course, it's money. It's great, right? It all adds up. But if introducing a fee could potentially get the promoter or that association or that professional group kind of executive director to think twice about bringing you on, if that causes and creates any level of potential resistance or hesitation on the part of that person, then that would actually be counter to your progress. It would work against you, because the real money isn't you giving the presentation, right? It's not that $2,000 to $10,000, $15,000 that you might make from giving a presentation. It's the strong 5 figures or 6 figures or even 7 figures in some cases that you can make from the full engagement that happens as a result of you delivering that content to your ideal clients. So if you're putting your content in front of your ideal clients, think about that in terms of marketing, right? If that's marketing for you, then whether or not you receive a smaller fee in advance, that really isn't the big issue, right? The real opportunity for you is what you make on the back end. Now, if you're in the business of speaking or presenting, right, then of course you want to charge, right? If that's your business, if you're kind of a keynote speaker and where you make your money, the majority of your money is from giving the talks, and you get paid $25,000 every time you give a talk, well, yeah, you're not going to want to pass that up, right? Or the other kind of distinction and important note here is, if you're giving a presentation to people that are not your ideal clients, then the back end opportunity for you, right, is minimized or it's eliminated. Therefore, you'd want to be very conscious of how you're spending your time, and that's where you would definitely want to charge upfront, right? Because that becomes kind of your way of making money. However, I would really suggest for you to consider, why give a presentation or why put content in front of people that are not your ideal clients when you could be using that same opportunity to get in front of your ideal clients. But the real kind of note, the real kind of point that I want to encourage you to think about here is, look at the opportunity to give a presentation, to write content, to essentially get in front of your ideal clients. Look at that as marketing. If you can earn money from it, fantastic. But even if you can, even if you do it for free, the more you do that, the more you get in front of your ideal clients, the more they know who you are, right? The more they see you as an authority, the more they see you as an expert, the more and higher likelihood that some of them are going to reach out to you for further information, for help, for a conversation, which leads and generates business. So that's what you want to be focused on, right? Is doing marketing, getting in front of your ideal clients, delivering value to them. The more you do that, the more your business will grow. I hope that's helpful when this kind of opportunity pops up for you next. And if you want to be notified when we post new videos, new insights, new best practices to help you to grow your consulting business, be sure to hit that subscribe button or that follow button. And I wish you a great day.